The movie kicks off with a high school student named Wendy taking pictures for her school album while being with her friends inside an amusement park. Accompanying her is her best friend, Carrie, her boyfriend, Jason, and Carrie's boyfriend, Kevin. But all of a sudden, she feels something ominous lurking around. Jason uplifts her spirits and attributes her worries to her excessive urge of having control over everything.
You're nervous about this roller coaster because they say the real fear with these rides comes from the feeling of having no control.
Motivated, she continues having fun and soon spots her sister, Julie, visiting the venue with her friend, Perry. A few moments later, the four of them sit down to have some drinks, and here we learn that Kevin is a pervert who cares little about what others think of him. Soon, Wendy joins the rest for a roller coaster ride, and they are also joined by other students of their class. Ian, his girlfriend Erin, Frankie, Lewis, and two best friends, Ashley and Ashlyn. Just as they were about to board the ride, Wendy freaks out as she's too scared to sit in the front.
I'm sorry, I don't want to be hassled. I can't sit in the front. I cannot see the tracks. I'll freak.
Hence, Jason and Carrie take the front seats while Wendy and Kevin sit at the back. The technicians fix Lewis's shoulder pads, which sets off a small leak in the hydraulic pipe. Wendy starts recording, but the technician prohibits her from doing so as loose objects are not allowed on the ride. Seeing this, Frankie too hides his camera, but before they start the ride, Kevin accidentally puts his fingers on a leftover chewing gum, which of course is a classic high school thing. The ride begins and everyone, apart from Wendy, is enjoying to the fullest. Frankie begins recording Ashley and Ashlyn, who are sitting in front of him. Having had enough, Ashley throws his camera, leading it to get stuck on the tracks. The wheels soon pass over the camera, making the cars wobble and expediting the leak of the hydraulic pad oil. It leads to the pads being released, making everyone scream for their lives. A series of horrifying incidents follow, in which everyone in the ride dies a gruesome death. But surprisingly, all this turns out to be Wendy's premonition. She confirms her fear when Kevin finds the chewing gum inside their car, and a horrified Wendy screams to be let out. Seeing this, Lewis loses his cool and insults her, leading to a fight between him and Kevin.
Just trying to get some attention. You know what? You're a real piece of shit, Lewis.
Everyone from the back rows exit after this incident, but Jason and Carrie, who are at the front, are not allowed to exit by the park owner. As she is being dragged outside by the owner, the unthinkable happens. A few days later, Wendy returns to her school where she finds memories of Jason and with regret dumps all of it in the bins. There, she's approached by Kevin, who tries to comfort her and reveals his findings. Several high school students had cheated death in a similar fashion a few years ago during the explosion of Flight 181. One of them had a premonition, just like Wendy, and had warned his friends. As a result, 7 lives were saved, but after a few days, each of them died in the same order they were supposed to die in the flight. Wendy thinks that he's out of his mind and hence speeds off in her car. Back at her home, she goes through the pictures she took on the fateful day. Jason's picture catches her eye, where we see foreshadowing of the coaster behind him as it is about to hit his head, and gets an eerie feeling as the light bulb dims. She takes this as a hint, and as she scrolls down, she finds Ashley and Ashlyn's pics, which appears to be oversaturated, reminiscent of flames. She immediately calls their number, but fails to reach them, as they are currently busy in a tanning salon. The attendant is busy quarreling with his girlfriend and merely puts a lotion tube as a door break. The tube soon squirts out the lotion, and the heavy door locks him out of the building. Unaware of the predicament, the girls proceed to undress, but not before carelessly putting their drinks near the cooling unit. The water seeps in the device, making it malfunction, thereby raising the temperature of the device to a critical point. Initially, the girls enjoy themselves, but soon feel the heat rising to an unbearable temperature. They try to exit the machine, but just then, Trapped and helpless, they scream for help while their skin burns in the heat. Fire erupts, leading to an explosion loud enough to alert the careless attendant, who has no choice but to helplessly watch the painful demise of the two girls. Next day at the funeral, Kevin meets with Wendy, who reveals to him that she can feel death's presence around her. She shows him the photo she took that day, but when he doubts her, she shows him something that blows his mind.
Last photograph Lincoln posed for. The photographic plate was broken, causing a line that can't be removed. Exactly where he was shot.
The duo discuss about their next plan of action and drive to a local store to get some food. There, Wendy sees the word control flicker on a signboard, and just then, a truck nearly hits them from the side. Ominously, the radio plays a song.
There is someone walking behind.
And when she looks back, we see a driverless truck speeding down the road. The duo somehow manage to break the windshield and escape, but Frankie, who is at the front of the line, is not so lucky. Without wasting time, the duo then approach the gym freak Lewis and try to make him understand the gravity of the situation. But the boastful Lewis scoffs at them, stating that they are just scared due to the recent deaths. But soon, Wendy spots a pair of swords in Lewis's picture she took that day, and her eyes fall on the swords put on display at the gym, which are now rattling. True to her instinct, things soon go sideways, and Lewis pays the price for his overconfidence. Wendy is left heartbroken as she feels helpless in front of death's powers. Kevin accompanies her to her home, and there the duo go through the pics of all the people who got off the ride on the fateful day. Kevin denies seeing his own picture as he wants to live his life without being paranoid about his death. Next, they try to warn Ian and Erin, who are a couple working inside a warehouse. Just like Lewis, they too make fun of Wendy's theory, but soon we see Death's plan in motion. Wendy shows them the pictures and asks them to be cautious about their surroundings, but the couple don't pay heed to her words. But just then, Wendy notices sharp-edged wood in Ian's picture, and sure enough, similar pointed objects hurl towards him. Luckily, Wendy manages to save him, but Erin is not so lucky. She gets impaled by nails shot from a nail gun and loses her life on the spot. The duo narrate the entire story to the cops, and post-interrogation, they part ways. Wendy returns home and falls asleep out of exhaustion. She fails to notice her sister, Julie, taking her lucky bracelet and departing with her friends. When her eyes open, she finds another picture in which she sees an unknown girl wearing her lucky bracelet. Panicked, she dials Julie's number and learns that she is visiting the McKinley High Colonial Fair. She calls Kevin and learns that he too is acting as a security guard in the same fair. Knowing well that death is about to come, Wendy checks Kevin's picture and quickly understands that he will die with immense light on his face, reminiscent of firecrackers.
Like a firework went off in my face?
Without wasting time, she drives to the park, but while on her way, the eerie song repeats on the radio, and she almost hits a wolf on the road.
There is someone walking behind you.
With time running out, Kevin locates Julie, but she acts like a spoiled high school girl and berates him, labeling him as a maniac. Elsewhere, two idiots burst crackers near a horse, frightening the animal. It runs towards Julie, and unfortunately, the wooden stake tied to it gets tangled on her neck, dragging her towards a rake. Fortunately, the valiant Kevin pulls out a sword from a nearby guard and cuts the rope at the last second. Julie is saved, but when Wendy asks about who was sitting behind her at the roller coaster, Perry freaks out. Just then, fireworks frighten the horse again, and a flagpole impales Perry, killing her immediately. Chaos erupts, and everyone runs for their life after this tragic incident. After a close call with Kevin where he is nearly killed by a blazing gas leak, Julie and Wendy begin to drag him off, only to run into Ian, who blames Wendy for Erin's death.
I caused your death.
Just like you crossed there.
He confronts them as a fireworks cart begins to wobble and aims the fireworks right at them. The three duck as the fireworks go off, which entirely avoids Ian. Just when he thinks that death skipped him and Wendy is next, a loosened crane launches the McKinley sign downwards, cutting Ian in half. 5 months later, Wendy is shown to be on a train traveling with her friends. She starts to notice advertisements of the locations the previous deaths occurred at, as well as the ominous song being sung by a patron.
There is someone walking behind you.
She gets uncomfortable and tries to exit the train, but is stopped by Julie, who also boards the train. She soon notices Kevin riding with them and goes over to ask why he's there. As he begins talking, she notices the lights flicker as they begin to dim. Meanwhile, a rat is seen munching on some leftover food, but accidentally gets electrocuted in the exposed wires of the subway, leading to the train losing control. Everyone, including the trio, are scared to death, and soon each of them die one by one, with Wendy being the last one to lose her life. But as it turns out, this is again Wendy's premonition, but this time she experienced it only a few seconds before the tragedy. Soon the events start to happen, and Kevin pulls the emergency rope, but it is too late. Thanks for watching. If you liked this recap, please subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. Please don't forget to check out the other movies of the franchise.